historic Richmond, Virginia on the campus of VCU. This is a great rivalry. It's Dayton against the VCU Rams. What's at stake tonight? Well, for VCU, they're actually playing really well despite the loss to St. Bonaventure. Sitting atop the Atlantic 10, Dayton, yeah, they're fourth, but their priority really is to get healthy more than anything else. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Walker. We got a big game here tonight. We're going to focus on the game. We're also going to talk about shot selection a lot during the course of this game. What's at stake here tonight?
What's at stake is exactly what you said. VCU is trying to win an Atlantic 10 title. And I'm telling you right now, the Flyers, they need to get healthy, but they got to stay in the top four in that hunt before they get to the A-10 tournament.
You know, Chris Walker and I are both from the Northeast, New York and New Jersey. I got to tell you, the temperature down here today in Richmond, Virginia was glorious in the 60s as we got ready for VCU and Dayton. It's the second straight sellout for VCU. They had 166 consecutive sellouts that was ended earlier this season. Anthony Grant knows a whole lot about that. He actually got his head coaching chops here at VCU. Took over for Jeff Capel, then went on to Alabama and now at Dayton. 117 wins at his alma mater. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's game. Now, when we talk about advanced analytics, all coaches talk about looking at the starting lineups and seeing the tendencies of each of these players. And I was talking to Mitch Henderson from Princeton University, the outstanding head coach, and he said, then we build from there. Mike Rhodes has kind of said the same kind of thing for VCU. It looks like he's got a haircut since we saw him earlier today.
Buzzed up a little bit.
Well, here we go. Earl Walton is walking to center court. Daron Holmes is ready to jump center against Jalen DeLoach, and the tip is controlled by Dayton. Keep an eye on Mike Sharabjumps because he's going to be running the point tonight with Malachi Smith being out with an injury. Mustafa Amsel can't get the first one to go, and the putback is no good by Toumani. Now that'll send him to the free throw line.
Rams going to have to really be cognizant of that all night long because Holmes and Camara, they are forced inside as a 1-2 punch, leading the Atlantic 10 in offensive rebounding.
Yeah, Camara is a 70% free throw shooter. You see his points per game at 17.1. And during the course of the night, we're going to have different numbers up on your graphics, including the expected points per game, which may be lower, may be higher. He made one, missed one, and the rebound is pulled down by Nunn for VCU.
It's going to be very key for the Flyers to do number one thing. The number one thing is keep number one out of the paint. Ace Baldwin, when he gets in the paint, this team is very tough to deal with. There's a turnover right there by Johns.
Yeah, Camara is able to get into the lane. They talked about that today at shoot-around. Step into the passing lanes. Elvis with that knee brace. Camara got position. It was blocked away, though, by Nunn. Pretty good adjustment by Nunn. He had been beaten.
Yeah, he got over, rotated very quickly. Quick hands. That's what they do. That's why they get a lot of turnovers, which leads to baskets on the other end.
DeLoach hands it off to Baldwin. Baldwin into the paint. That's what Dayton was trying to not do, and his fader is off the side of the rim. That's not a high-quality shot.
It's not, and I'll tell you one thing, Sean Johnson, one thing that's different than Malachi Smith playing against Ace Baldwin. He has size that Smith doesn't have, and he can bother Ace Baldwin.
That wasn't necessarily an uncontested three. It was slightly contested because the defender was within 4 to 10 feet. Baldwin up top. Bounce pass backdoor, and the layup is good. Kern had a hand in his face when he was able to get position.
He did have a hand in his face, but Ace Baldwin, again, just not the best at finding people in certain situations if he's in traffic, but in that situation, he can drop a dime all day long, second in the league in assists.
This is the first touch for Daron Holmes, number 15, but it's not in the paint. It's out along the perimeter. Camara looking in. Holmes got nice position. Holmes strong to the basket, no good. Ball is loose, and it's out of bounds. By the way, shot clock did not reset. It's sitting at 7.
You see Ace Baldwin here, not in traffic, got some space, dropped a dime. Camara there falling asleep. If you bottle, you have to do a good job of forcing Baldwin into traffic. But if you leave him space like that, he can make shots and make plays.
Amsel missed. Holmes missed also. And Johns with the rebound for VCU.
I mean, Holmes is all over the glass. VCU's got to be careful right away.
Yeah, here's DeLoach. He couldn't finish the slam. You know, that goes along with what we talked about before. There were some shots that we had numbers for that were 96%. And I'm wondering, why are they not higher? Holmes can't finish again. Boy, he's had a lot of shots underneath already that he can't finish.
But he's on that glass. That is a good sign for the Flyers.
Here's Baldwin. Fadeaway jumper is good. May not look like a high-quality shot, but he was able to get himself set enough to get it to go down.
And, you know, Mike Rhodes, he really doesn't care about the numbers in that regard because that is something that Ace Baldwin is really good at. And Mustafa Amzil, I'm telling you, he's a big guard. He still made it over top of him.
Elvis down low to Holmes. Has it stripped away by Nunn. Boy, Nunn's got some quick hands here tonight. Nunn to Baldwin. Baldwin in rhythm for three. No good. And Kern with the rebound, and the foul is going to go against Sharp Jumps. That'll be his first. Got to keep an eye on foul trouble for Dayton because they're only going basically 7 deep right now.
You can feel the energy in this building. The heat is rising already. It was nice. You mentioned it was nice outside with the heat. It's hot in here already, and the Rams are flying up and down the floor.
Johns takes the inbounds. 20 on the shot clock. Kern
not a three-point shooter.
Nunn, step back three. It's good. Sharp Jumps needed to get his hand in there and contest it a little bit more.
Yeah, with his size, but he's worried about Nunn driving past him. So easier said than done. But you're right, he got to use his length.
7-0 run for VCU. Elvis has it knocked away. And Baldwin got his hand on it first. He'll leave it for Kern. He can't finish.
Kern lost his footing there. Remember, 18 turnovers the last time these two teams played. Trending towards that rate right now, particularly in the Siegel Center where they're on fire.
Baldwin can't convert. Holmes with the defensive rebound. It's been over 3 minutes since Dayton last scored, and they've had some chances too.
They've had some chances, particularly on the offensive glass. But VCU, they want that pace at a high level. Good pass.
There you go. 67th slam. And Sharp Jumps has the most assists of anybody else on Dayton to Daron Holmes and his slam dunks.
Yeah, he's very crafty getting there. He can use his size to make plays.
Nunn trying to answer with a three, no good. Ball tipped from Holmes to Mustafa Amzil.
Now, Sean Jones, he might be a freshman. He comes from good stock, very smart basketball IQ. He can drop dimes. He can make some shots, too.
Amzil's three is no good. DeLoach with the rebound. And Kern's going to pull it back and give it to Nunn.
And VCU's just looking to run every single time they get the basketball. Dayton's done a good job of keeping them out of the paint thus far as where they like to live.
Yeah, Dayton's going to double here, Johns. They hedged instead of purely doubling.
That's good defense there by Amzil not to run out on Nick Kearns. He's not a three-point shooter.
Shot clock is at 5. Nunn slips his way to the basket and lays it in.
Yeah, that's what you got to be careful with these guys. They're going to move the ball around from one side of the floor to the other so they get an advantage, and they're going to drive the ball downhill into the paint. Not to get a layup, try to get to the foul line.
6-point lead for VCU. Elvis to Holmes. Extra pass. Sharp jumps for three. It's good. He's been hitting those shots in the corner.
Sharp Johnson going to be an exceptional player, just a freshman. Long point guard. Again, talk about his basketball IQ. They could use a lot of those, particularly with Smith being out.
Johns for three. It's good.
That's
nothing
a welcome
but net.
sight, T-Mac. That's a welcome sight.
He doesn't take a lot of them on a consistent basis, but he's got a pretty pure shot.
And you know, Mike Rhodes, he said, like, this kid has a great form. He just wishes more of them would go in. Got to see him go in. Good shot there by Johns.
6-point lead. Camara running to the basket. No good. Kern with the rebound. And Sharp Jumps is going to be called for his second foul. Second foul on Sharp Jumps. Hey, Nunn's been pretty athletic so far for VCU.
No doubt about that, T-Mac. Don't start Nunn, won't be Nunn. There he is with the straightaway. Curry. The Rams are running off quick.
VCU has the early lead, 12-6 with 13:57 to play here in the first half. You know, Ace Baldwin obviously is the guy that we're going to focus on tonight. So let's take a look at his shot quality so far, Chris.
You talk about him. You see the size on him with Sean John right there. That's a 45% chance of going in, but he is really good at making that shot. And again, Mike Rhodes does not mind him taking it, but going left, he's almost trying to get to the rim. They do a good job of cutting it off, but again, he can make that shot. And we talk about the numbers, but I tell you this, the confidence that the coach has, and if that's what he works on, he believes he can make it. Coach says, forget about the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here's the dilemma. First 64 games, his actual shooting percentage, 33. His last 5, though, and that counts the 37-point game, 59. So his shot quality grade was green. Green means good and go. Red means stop and bad. That was the first 64 games.
That was the first 64 games, but you know what it means? It means that he is making tough shots. There's a huge argument in the NBA is the mid-range shot, or you see Kevin Durant, is that a shot you should make DeMar DeRozan? He can really make that shot. That's something he works on, and he can shoot it when it's contested as well.
And they also know that he drives right 71% of the time. I was talking to Steve Lavin, our old colleague, who's now the head coach at San Diego. He said that's something that we would use analytically before the game to understand how we want him to go.
Right.
And after the scrum, he's fouled and he'll go to the free throw line.
You're right. If you're talking about driving right, and, you know, some coaches have it broken down to a T like that, driving right to pull up. I was a player. I like to go left and pull up, right? Drive right, shoot it. I didn't like the pull up going right. It just didn't feel comfortable. It depends on your comfort level and what you work on.
All right, so Baldwin to the free throw line. 81% for the year. Makes the first. Tonight at 11:30 Eastern, get in on the conversation as we highlight the significance of the Rooney Rule 20 years later, just ahead of the big game. Followed by a sit-down with Houston Astros manager Dusty Baker. Don't miss We Need to Talk right here on CBS Sports Network. VCU's now extended its lead to 8. It's the largest of the first half for Mike Rhodes' team.
You see Koby Brea having to play the point, and they're going to Jackson is all over. They're going to get all over Koby Brea. Make him handle the basketball and try to create some turnovers.
R.J. Blakeney is also in for the first time. He's been battling a sore knee for Dayton. Amseal for 3, no good. And Johns with the rebound.
You're talking about what kind of shot selection. That was a good shot. It was wide open. He's got to knock that shot down. And in transition, Zeb Jackson knocking down one right there.
Zeb Jackson continues to evolve. The transfer from Michigan. And it's 17-6 Dayton.
How key was it Johns and him coming from Michigan? And huge. Huge for this team.
And did it differently. Zeb was an underclassman. Johns a graduate. Brea has it knocked away. Shot clock at 10. He's open for 3. It's good. That is a good shot for Koby Brea.
That's a time. I want to go a little step further. That's a great shot for Koby Brea, because you're talking about a guy who can shoot close to 50% in league from 3 wide open. You can almost count that.
Yeah, so when they talk about quality of shot, they take into effect the fact that he's a good shooter in the open floor like that.
Absolutely.
And here he is again. Contested, but he's fouled. These are 3 big free throws coming up for Dayton.
Yeah, particularly with Sean John on the bench and him having to play the point. The easiest or the best way to get 3-point shots is in transition, because no one has a man. You're retreating, right? And you can find people if you move the ball quickly.
By the way, that was a good call by the official. I think it was Joe Lindsay who made that call. You can see the hand was on the arm. So Brea makes the first one. Here's the second.
Washington Heights, New York. All the way to Dayton.
Yeah, he's a good player.
We talked about it when we were doing our open. They got a lot of size. Those guys, those wings are big. Amsel's big. Brea's big. Blakeney's, they got some size.
Amseal will check out. So will Holmes. Elvis is back in. Well, KG is in for the first time. And now the third shot for Brea.
The one thing that's a shame about this Dayton squad, Tom, is when healthy, they are a very good team. They just haven't been able to put it together.
Think about the guards. The guards have missed 34 games combined this year.
That's tough. You know, and you know what? I'll give Anthony Grant credit. No complaints. Nope. Just got to figure out a way to get it done. No one's going to feel sorry for him. There's a great hands there on the ball there by Kobe Elvis.
Elvis is one of those guards. See the knee brace that he's got. He was injured the same time Malachi Smith was earlier this year. Camara for three, no good. And it's going to be an over the back. 11:48 to play here in the first half. Hey, pretty good action so far. It's a 5-point game. Second meeting between these two teams. Well, that was back on January 13th, and it was a win by VCU. And it was one of those wins that came out of nowhere because they were down with 30 seconds to play. They also trailed 33-19 at the half. So we look at shot quality. The result was 63-62. Shot quality result, which is projected, obviously, should be 62-61 in favor of Dayton. And Mike Rhodes said today, he goes, I don't care what it was, we got the win. But he also said that it was hard for him to enjoy it because he said you don't enjoy the wins as much as you lament the losses. So we've got the expected score from shot quality next to the actual score. So because Dayton has had so many easy shots under the basket that they've missed, they would be projected to have an 18-13 lead over VCU. Am I right with that?
Yeah, but you're right. And they're 3 for 15, you know, and that's why that seems odd when you see it. But the bottom line is they've had offensive rebounds and tip-ins at the rim they have not made, and they had open threes.
Right.
So that's where the expectancy of who's taking the shot and the degree of difficulty of the shot, and they just haven't knocked them down.
And where the defense is positioned as well.
That's
goes
correct.
Into that.
So if you're Anthony Grant, you feel good about it, but you know what? You want the ball to go in the basket.
Shot clock under 10. Baldwin with it in his hands. DeLoach, tough pass. Shot clock at 5. DeLoach gave up his dribble. Shot clock is at 2. Swings it out. 3 is no good. The rebound is run down by Brea, who saves it in front of his bench.
Yeah, tough to get that shot at the end of the clock like that.
Yeah, giving up the dribble where DeLoach was is what caused that. Here's a 3 from the side, no good. Camara with the rebound, whistle blows. And I believe they're going to get Watkins for the foul. Yep. There's Jameer Watkins.
Yeah, that was a skip pass situation, T-Mac. I would like to see Blakeney shot fake. There's a closeout, drive to the rim, and try to get something at the rim or kick it to someone who's a little bit more open. That was a contested three-point shot, probably a low percentage shot.
Elvis will inbound. KG. Here's Brea.
They're making Brea put the ball on the floor. He's normally a catch and shoot guy. He's having to be a ball handler, so that takes him away from what he does best.
Camara out to Blakeney. Shot clock at 5. There was a partial shot fake. Baseline jumper, no good. Camara with the rebound. He saved it, and a fresh 20.
That's why those shots are tough. Those pull-ups are tough. See Blakeney limping a little bit.
Yeah, number 23. He's been bothered by a lower leg injury.
Got to move the ball, a lot of dribbling. See, good cut there.
KG, little hook shot. 8-0 run for the Dayton Flyers. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, Kamara's a good passer. He has about almost 50 assists on the year. So he keeps his head up. Even though he had 9 turnovers, Tom, the last time these two teams played. So it was a nightmarish night for him.
Yeah, Blakeney is really in a lot of pain. I mean, he's limping all over the place. Here's Baldwin, got the seal, can't convert. And timeout is called. Blakeney's going to have to check out.
We just got to feel sorry for this Dayton team. And they just have just a mash unit.
See, right there is where he got injured.
Yeah, he came down. See,
it's
right,
his
ankle.
on
his ankle, on Watkins' ankle. Wow, he rolled it. Oh, my goodness. It's just unfortunate there. That Nunn's going to stick to Koby Brea like glue, make him handle the basketball, disrupt the offense. Holmes is out of the game. You got to find some offense here. Probably going to go to Camara as many times as he can.
Camara, does he get the roll? He does. Count the bucket.
So anytime they can spend without Sean Johnson, we know that Smith is out, with Brea's handling the ball, and they can score points. Brea, here it is. Nice little pick and roll action on the weak side. Someone needs to be on that weak side. That weak side over there, no one's there. And he gets that layup. Smith's got to be in the hole in that restricted area. They call it that halo, right under the basket. A little circle around your head.
Camara does not get the roll. So it's a 10-0 run. VCU's gone 3.5 minutes and counting without a point.
Dayton is the best team in the league defensively in scoring, but not there. Good back door. Trying to take away them from getting the ball on the wing, and they make them pay by dropping a backdoor and a deuce.
Yeah, DeLoach to Watkins. Seal, tough pass. Extra one for Elvis. And Elvis's runner is good. He wanted to pass it.
That was a tough shot. The degree of difficulty. DeLoach coming out. Obviously, you don't want to shoot a three on him. Definitely take advantage of his size. But that floater.
I believe they're going to get Wolcagey with the foul against Shriver. That's his second. Holmes will check back in.
I want to see them get Holmes into this game, get him the rock. He scores almost 18 points a game. There's some games as of late. He's been scoreless for the better part of the game. They got to find a way to keep him involved. That game they lost to St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure, you said this earlier today we were talking. Mark Schmidt's done a very good job.
He is an unbelievable coach. And listen, if Keith Ergo wasn't doing what he was doing at Fordham, I think that Mark Schmidt would have to be thought of as the coach of the year in the Atlantic 10.
Hey, he won here.
Yeah, he did.
I was here. But we got to give it to my guy now. We got to give it to Ernst.
DeLoach. Nice spin, got himself some separation. 3-point game.
4 or 5 times this year they've gotten over 40 points in the paint. That's what they want to do. They're pulling that pressure up. You got bigs, you got people handling the basketball that are not accustomed to handling the ball. They're going to turn that heat up. It just wears you down, Tom. You may handle it a few times. Over the course of the game, you just get tired and you start turning it over.
Yeah, that's not a great fadeaway shot by Brea because he was contested.
He was contested. Great pass. Good block.
Good defense by Brea. And DeLoach is fouled on the floor. Seal was going to be called for that foul.
Still getting back into the plate. Dropping a dime. Somebody, again, Koby Brea lost his man. And then they make you pay for it by dropping a dime there in the paint. But sometimes it's good to foul so they don't get the 2 points and they got to take the ball out.
8 minutes to play, first half. Foul on the floor, no shot. 7:57 to play here in the first half. VCU has a 3-point lead, 21-18 over Dayton. Dayton's already lost a player. R.J. Blakeney went out with an apparent ankle injury. We'll keep an eye on him. Pavarotti is ready to go here tonight. We haven't seen him here in the last couple weeks.
Nice hat.
He's always into it. Former student here at VCU. They have a great following. All right, so we've been talking about quality of shots tonight. So our breakdown. So for Dayton, 5 2-point attempts that have been good, 1 3-point attempt that's been good, 6 3-point attempts that have been average. Why have they been average, you think?
Probably who's shooting it. Remember, it's all about who's shooting in there.
Right.
And let's give VCU credit. It's contesting them as well.
All right, so let's look at Dayton moving the ball around. They need to do this in order to be effective.
Yeah, you're right. Body movement, ball movement, move it. Make them, again, they take chances. They'll reach. You see the skip pass. Great job there by Koby Brea. And then getting to the rim, a 42% chance of making that floater.
I was interested to see what the percentage was on that because I thought it would be lower, only because he doesn't do it that often.
He doesn't, but he wasn't contested.
Right.
And he was close to the rim, so
yeah,
42%. And then, again, you're that close to the rim. 42% really isn't great. I mean, usually in a lane, it's like a 60% chance.
Yeah, I guess. All right, Brea covered by Nunn. Camara and Holmes on the floor for the first time since the first 6 or 7 minutes of this first half. Holmes, that's a tough catch, out of bounds. You know, we talk about touches in the paint. Marquette coach Shaka Smart and I had this conversation yesterday. He said everybody uses advanced analytics differently.
Right.
And they use it to prepare. They use it during games. He said shots in the paint, uncontested threes are the first 2 categories that his crew looks at. And then everything else.
Yeah.
And you want to be near 80% in categories 1 and 2, which would be pretty good.
Yeah, that's a wish list. You know, shots in the paint, again, that could be a post up. That could be a layup or a drive, because usually what happens is nothing good happens when there's shots in the paint. Like that one, even though the ball was bobbled, field. Brandon Johnson is so close to the rim, he makes a little jump hook. You're either going to get fouled or get a chance to get an easier basket.
You know, we were talking about what Shaka was saying, the coach at Marquette, who's playing UConn tonight. Look at what was going on under the basket while we were talking about that and the way those passes were being thrown around.
I mean, shot selection is something that a lot of kids don't understand. Like that. That is a high percentage shot.
What would you say, 98?
That's a 100.
I'm saying 98.
Because he dunks every single thing. He leads the country in catching and dunking that shot. So it's who's doing it, right? And that close to the rim, you can forget about it. At least not 99.
Here's Nunn cutting to the basket. That's a high percentage shot.
Absolutely. The 98, even though it was somewhat contested. But again, great job. Dayton trying to put pressure on them. Both these teams, little chess match between the coaches. Two of the elite defensive teams are doing a good job of moving the basket. Not there, though.
No, that wasn't good. 6:09 to play here in the first half.
What I say about that pressure, eventually it gets to you. Time after time after time. They're denying wings. They're diving. They're clawing and scratching over 40 minutes. You tend to make some turnovers. They've been doing decent so far, not turning the rock over though.
Now, when you talk about passing like that, aside from the turnover, are there advanced analytics on the passing part of it too?
Oh, no question about it. I mean, how many passes does it take for you to get to a certain shot that you want? You know, do you shoot after 4 passes, 5 passes? Coaches generally say that's a tough shot right there. You know, going away from the rim off 1 foot, even though he thought he had an advantage in the paint. See, now they're going right into the big fella.
And he's able to finish, count the bucket. Camara with 2 really tough passes. That's as high a high-low as you will see in college basketball.
As I mentioned before, Camara is a very good passing big. Right? Those guys are 1-2 punch throwing it inside. VCU is going to have to think about how they're going to defend him. If you stay on the top side, they're going to throw the lob every single time, and he's going to dunk it. Maybe you should stay behind him and force him to make a jump hook. A little bit of chatter there. Camara and Holmes.
Camara's trying to pump up Holmes. That was what he was trying to do.
I thought he was trying to calm him down, like I got to do you sometimes. You know, when you get fired up.
I don't know about that one. Not about you calming me down. But
is it the other way around?
No. I think that he was pumping him up. You needed to pump me up in the rental today because I couldn't figure out how to park.
I don't even want to tell anybody. We don't need that to get out.
If we had analytics on that, we would be in trouble.
Just so you know, P is for park time.
25-23, 5.5 to play first half.
Tough shot. Step back 3, straight away. Not a high percentage shot. If I'm Dayton, I want him taking that shot every single time.
5 rebounds for Camara, by the way. Charles jumps up top to Camara. Holmes has got a mismatch down low.
He certainly does. I would, again, work that same type of action. Throw to high low. There's no way Shriver can guard Holmes.
All right, so is this calming down or pumping up?
Again, there's some chatter there with Nunn and Holmes, and he said, hey.
Oh, you're right. I think he was calming him down.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I'm saying right there, Tom. You see that action right there? I was like, come on, Tom. Get the car. Let's go. Yeah. Push park.
VCU with 6 fouls as a team. Dayton with 7. Sharp jumps playing with 2 fouls. Camara for 3. Yes! And they take the lead, 26-25. First lead since it was 1-0 Flyers.
Remember we were talking about the quality of the shots earlier? They're getting better shots. Now look what's happening, right? They have the lead now. So there's a little switch. Now you got Holmes on Baldwin. See if they find him again.
Oh, that's number 3 on Sharp jumps.
Smart coach. Reversed the ball, went right at him. Just a freshman. See, sometimes, Tom, people got to understand you're better off allowing him to make the layup. Maybe Holmes, maybe Camara come and block the shot, as opposed to fouling.
Well, he'll sit for the rest of the half. He may have to sit for the first few minutes of the second half.
I mean, it's just a freshman. You just got to learn. I mean, and give VCU credit. They knew right away, as soon as he got in the game, they're going to get that 3rd foul on him. They're a different team with him out of the game.
All right, so this will be a 1-and-1 for Kern. Front end, no good. And Camara with another rebound. That's number 7 for him already. Pretty good improvement for Dayton. Some extra passes, some paint touches.
Another turnover.
And Blakeney, who's the battle in that ankle, he just said, I can't. He's going to have to come out.
Yeah, I don't know why you say you can't after you turn it over. That had nothing to do with running. But, again, I was going to say, even though his ankle may be bothering him, it's really affecting his mind, and he just doesn't feel confident. And he just say he turns it over. So that could be the case.
I think that's a good point. It's affecting his mind. So Watkins will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
It's what the Rams, they get to the line a lot, Tom, but they're not great at making a lot.
How about that?
Yeah.
You know, the loss to St. Bonaventure, they missed 3 front ends of 1-and-1s. They were 10 for 18 from the line. Is part of the reason why they lost that game.
And it's something that they're going to have to think about as they get towards, or as we get towards March Madness.
Seal connects.
My goodness. Again, who was around him? Was anybody there to contest it?
No, you were closer than anybody else.
29-25. They've been getting great shots the entire game, and now they have the lead. It's no accident. That's something that they worked on. Shot selection.
All right, so a little 3-2 zone here. Watkins forces the way through. How about Kerr coming in to clean it up?
Got feet in cement. People are watching and not tagging and boxing out. That's what happens. Got the mismatch. Camara with Kearns. Holmes could look at the high-low situation. Not as good a passer as Camara is.
Ball's out of bounds. It remains Camara and Dayton. 29-27.
Hey, Tom, I know what you got to do. You got to be careful because coming through the lane, got to watch your head. Mr. Kearns, the pride of St. Louis in the house.
Well, they start up young here at VCU, where Dayton has the lead. All right, so how about this Daron Holmes dunk? I said 98%, you said 100. Let's see what
wrong,
it is.
Tom. I'm telling you it's 100.
I'm saying 98 still. I'm saying 98.
There's no way. He has no chance.
98.
Oh, my goodness. Survey says.
I don't know about that. All right, so this is what we talked about, the dunks for Holmes this year. Sharp jumps, and now Sharp jumps and Malachi Smith each with 11. Kamara's closing, though. He's got a couple of big ones.
Very good passer.
All right, you have an idea why it's 88%? You think it's because of the pass? You think it's because of where he was?
He had the turn. He had to catch it at the turn, so it could have been a turnover.
And is that, I guess that's considered heavy contesting because he's within 4 feet. Maybe that's why, too.
I mean, 88% is still a pretty good shot.
Brea hesitated
all day long.
Connects.
Count that, Curry. Like Nunn looked like he's hurt. Run off that screen. Got to see it again. See what happened to him.
Like Rose just asked, are you all right? Right there, number 23.
Yeah, it looked like he just got caught trying to shoot the gap.
Got tangled up.
Yep. So instead of trailing on the numbers, which means he would just follow him out on his numbers, he tried to shoot the gap between Toumani Camara, and tripped.
You try to bring our producer, Kimani Morales, into the game. Here's Baldwin, pull-up jumper. It's good. That's his second field goal.
He heard you, Tommy, in the break. You were saying he was 1 for 7.
Yeah.
And there he comes off, and I'm sure Anthony Grant's not happy because he said, I don't want him coming off that screen, and we switch and not be there and allow him to get comfortable.
Yeah, that was a focal point today at shoot-around. A quiet shoot-around, very different styles, which is kind of cool to see. Seal, tough pass. Brea got his feet set, fires, no good.
A little bit tougher shot. Good job by Jackson getting out and contesting.
Seal can't connect.
Seal trying to take advantage of Watkins with his size.
Baldwin, little shake and bake, heading to the basket.
Tough shot.
Yeah, Camara with another rebound. That's number 9 for him. 6 points, 9 rebounds for Camara.
Dayton has a lot of length. Those guards are very tall. Baldwin driving in there. You know, he scored 37 career high. He's got to drive in there and sometimes drop a dime.
Here's Camara. Let's see if they isolate. Backing his way in. Size advantage stripped away. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, just too small. Good job there recognizing the mismatch and going straight to him. There's really nothing Kearns can do in that situation. Camara's just far too big. Plus, he's getting to his dominant hand, his left hand, going over his right shoulder.
Camara 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Coming up on AT&T at the half, A.J. Ross, Renee Montgomery, John Rothstein, and Gary Parrish will get you caught up with all the action in college basketball. Plus, we'll have first half stats and highlights. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
One thing I'll give Anthony Grant credit for is player retention. He's kept his guys. Camara transfers from Georgia. But for the by and large, most of these kids have returned to Dayton. The credit to what they've done in their program.
There's Watkins, slices through the defense. Out of bounds. They force the turnover.
One of the best in the league. I mean, obviously, they do it different ways. Dayton does it with their toughness. VCU does it with takeaways. Kobe Elvis got to play the one. He's another one of those transfers from DePaul.
Dayton's only turned it over 5 times. That's a big deal. We talked about it in the open.
Particularly with Shamjar's being in foul trouble. No Malachi Smith. The pass.
Camara has it deflected, gets it back, and connects. He's got a double-double. It's the largest lead of the night for Dayton.
Yeah, fortuitous deflection. Got to throw that up. That lob. He tried to throw a chest pass in traffic. Got lucky and got it back and scored it.
VCU's largest lead of this half was 11. Johns, he has 1-3 so far. Dives to the basket. Not a great angle. Holmes with the rebound.
I like that shot by Johns, but jump stop. He had Ace Baldwin in a corner wide open. That's a tough shot. The degree of difficulty is very difficult. Look how Dave's moving that ball.
Brea to the corner. Plenty of time still. That's a tough pass.
Tough pass, yes.
Out of bounds off Camara.
See Dayton just moving that basketball. That back, you got to throw that pass up, but he got lucky off the deflection, got it back, and was able to convert.
Anthony shaking his head.
Talking about a silent assassin. Man, a few words, but when he puts that stare on you, can't believe he said that I shoot it a lot. He said,
hey,
chop
listen,
me up.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know.
I told him I only shoot it when I touch it.
Well, exactly. That's why nobody ever gave it to you.
My shot quality points will be very low. Trust me on that.
Watkins for 3.
Nice
Good.
Shoots a bit over 30%, but again, they let him line it up, measure it up. The test was too late. Gotta get there, get to the rim, get to the rim.
Yeah,
foul.
Brea for 3, and the answer, no good. 1 second left. They throw it up, and it's just short.
Great half by Dayton, though.
Excellent half by Dayton. 36-32. Anthony Grant's team with a 4-point lead. Top by 4, 36-32. Hey, give the Flyers credit. I mean, they are a depleted bunch because of all the injuries. They started 0 for 8, but they finished 12 of 22 from the floor. Not too bad considering that they are down R.J. Blakeney now, it looks like, Malachi Smith. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, the list does go on and on, but they're doing a tremendous job of staying in there, and their shot quality is keeping them in the game because they're taking good shots. They start off a little bit shaky, but now they're in a space right now where they're doing very well.
Right, so there's Ace Baldwin getting ready to get things rolling again to begin the second half. Student section's got some balloons. Walk. That's might be problematic for Dayton.
It's been a great crowd here. Great crowd. Tough place to play. I'll give it to Dayton. As you mentioned before, depleted, but fighting. Got a fighter as a coach.
Yep.
You're going to call him a silent assassin. Man, a few words, but you can tell there's a fire burning inside of him, and he has definitely lit a fire under his team.
Well, here's Ace Baldwin open for 3, and it's off the front of the rim, then the back of the iron.
And one of the few where he was absolutely wide open.
Yeah, so that's a good shot.
That's a very good shot for him. He was probably surprised that he was so open, and we'll see what Dayton is doing off that ball screen because, again, he was far too open there.
Koby Brea starts the second half because Sharm jumps. has 3 personal fouls. Brea, I thought, played really well in the first time. I thought he calmed them down.
Yeah, he definitely calmed them down, and I'm sure that they're going to put a little bit more pressure on him. You see he's starting the second half instead of Sean Grant.
Here's Camara from the corner for 3. It's good at the buzzer.
T-Mac, if he's making that shot,
that's a really good shot to make.
It's going to be a long night for VCU if he's making that shot.
39-32.
He's really been shooting the ball well in conference. If you got bigs that can space the floor, that helps Daron Holmes operate inside.
Holmes trying to defend DeLoach, and DeLoach goes over the top of him along the baseline. 5-point lead.
Yeah, that's dumping the ball in the paint, force Holmes to play a little defense. Maybe you get him in foul trouble. Makes your life a lot easier when he's on the bench and not the game, terrorizing in the paint.
Seal up top for Camara, looking for a high-low.
Got him.
He's got Holmes, yep. Oh, he just couldn't hold on to it.
Oh, I thought it was a whistle there.
Thought maybe he was bumped from behind.
Thought he was bumped from behind. It's got to be a little bit tougher.
Baldwin for 3. Off the back of the iron. A little too strong tonight.
I mean, surprised he's so open. I mean, he is wide open on his first 2 attempts.
Kern slips it to Johns.
They thrive, and you see this crowd in the Siegel Center is getting into it. They thrive in havoc. They love the chaos. That's what they operate best in. Frenetic pace.
Here's Camara. He had a size advantage, but Johns came to help. 5-on-4. Baldwin leading the break. 3-point game. Baldwin kicks it to the corner. Nunn. That's a tough drive to the basket. DeLoach off the glass. Count the bucket. Foul on Camara.
This crowd is getting into it. And you see on that drive, because he drove and Holmes went up. See Holmes going up there. No one to box out DeLoach. Seal doesn't do a good job of getting over and rooting him out. And because of that, DeLoach is able to get the offensive rebound and put the ball in and get the crowd going. This crowd, they've been ready to erupt for a while now.
DeLoach trying to tie this game up. And he does. Have balloons, will travel.
When you talk about this place and the history, Anthony Grant, you actually asked him, does he have any memories of this place? I'm sure he remembers it being like this.
He said he's not sure how many administrators are still here. He said he knows the people that run the game day operations are still here. Elvis, well, he's being haunted. Holmes, oh, baby.
T-Mac. Come on. Got Renee Montgomery in the studio. She coined the phrase, watch your head. Man. Great pass, though, by Koby Elvis.
I think you got to watch your head and your back on that one.
I know.
17 minutes to play.
He's so dangerous diving to the rim. We got shooters around him. So
Baldwin from the logo.
That's that shot that he could make that we were saying was a tough shot.
Yeah, his expected point total in that 37-point game was 20. And that's because so many tough shots went in.
Correct. And they were shots like that one.
Yeah.
See, the Rams are doing a good job of pushing them out. And they got to get something going downhill to the rim. Can't play catch on the perimeter. Nothing good's going to happen.
Seal was unable to convert on that. Here's Nunn for 3. Short. And Kern tried to save it, but he went out of bounds.
See, nobody's on the weak side. The big see, no one's in that area right there to help. And when that doesn't happen, bad things happen. When you're not in the position you're supposed to be with help, you get put on a poster, and Daron Holmes can put his name on it.
Here's Shriver back in. Shriver started out the conference schedule shooting the 3 at a very high level, but he's been cooling off recently. 1 for his last 9 coming in.
Like a home run hitter, you can't hit them all the time, right? And then all of a sudden they stop pitching to you, right? Pitch around you. When basketball, they start taking your way. You move up a couple of spots on the scouting report, and it's not going to happen.
Seal for 3. It's good. Nothing but nets.
Turns around and
better be careful.
I know, you can't taunt. I mean, that's a nice shot there. Good, great skip pass too.
He turned around and put the 3 up against Shriver. Now, maybe he can say he was saying it to his bench, but I think he was saying it to Shriver.
And that's an easy technical foul.
Yeah, see, they're trying to get up in Shriver, not letting him catch and shoot. Baldwin, baseline. Try to no-look pass.
So you bottle him up in traffic. It's a little bit tougher for a smaller guard.
Zeb Jackson did not have the angle. Holmes may have blocked it.
Well, he had to shoot that in desperation at the end of the shot clock. When you're driving in out of control against Daron Holmes, the only thing that's going to happen is a block shot. When he blocks shots, 2 shots or more, they're very, very tough team to beat.
Brea away from the basket. Seal. Little hedge by Baldwin.
Baldwin's got to be careful. He's guarding Brea. He's a great three-point shooter. Tough shot.
Yeah, good job by Shriver to bounce body to body on that and not get called.
Shriver's a little bit more girth. He's going to win that battle. Tough shot again.
Yeah, Brea got a piece of it.
And Tom, that's size. He's a much bigger player.
Elvis in rhythm. Nope. We saw that from the time it left his hand.
Yeah, the pace is quickening back and forth.
Baldwin backdoor corner. Zeb Jackson for 3. Way too much.
Yeah, the shot selection. We talked a lot about shot selection this game. It's been questionable on both sides the last 3 times down. Slow it down now. Let's make some passes. Get your teammates involved and let everybody touch it. More importantly, get the ball to number 15 if you're the red team. Does that roll?
Yeah.
They got him right there. Mismatch.
Brea for 3. Whistle blows. I believe that's going to be against Shriver on the rebound. Hey, folks, Charles McLeod was the first black player to play at VCU in 1966. He started the first black student organization at VCU, Students for Afro-American Philosophy. His nickname was Charlie Mack, the Jumpin' Jack. Like that. Yep.
Always nice to see. Always nice to be a first. There's some tremendous African Americans in our history have done some great jobs. Great job in this country, past and present.
Well, CBS Sports celebrates Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Crowd is into it. It's a great atmosphere. You and I have done a few games here. And I'm telling you right now, this is hot and hopping as we've ever seen it. You mentioned before about the weather outside. It's hot here. Nelly says, it's hot here. Can I say that? It's hot here.
In honor of the Grammys this past Sunday on CBS. Sharp jumps back in the game. He has 3 fouls, by the way.
It's got to be smart.
Uh-oh, that's not smart. And he's going to pick up his 4th foul. Wow. I mean, you want to talk about minutes to fouls? I think you could just lay out that that's a freshman. He'll check out again.
Again, as I said before, young players, listen, sometimes, I know you don't want to let them have a layup there, so that's a tough one. Right, but just run back.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get the ball, too, and he got tied up. You're right. VCU has missed its last 4 field goals, make it 5. Baldwin trying to end that. It was partially blocked. It doesn't matter. What an angle against Camara. He has 10.
And the thing is, going in that direction, he usually pulls up. And going to his left, he gets to the rim. But good job there. But that, the quality of that shot wasn't great. But again, I don't know. What do you think the score will be on that one?
As far as expected field goal percentage?
The shot, probably like a
29%.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm going to give him like a 60% there.
Well, that's a huge difference.
Well, I'm just saying he can make the shot.
You are older than me, so you're the old math. I'm the new math.
I can't believe you just put my math out there.
44-43. Dayton's on top by 1. Camara covered by Johns. DeLoach is there to help. Out to Seal for 3. No good. All right, so VCU, which has been quiet offensively, can take the lead here. Slips it to DeLoach. Oh, what a block by Camara. I think DeLoach, did he hurt his hand on that?
He was trying to put him in the rim. Camara, athletic himself. Driving to the rim. Great pass there by Watkins. That was a good basketball play.
Yeah, it was a good foul. Camara. 2 fouls on Camara. So 44-43. DeLoach makes the first. Tonight at 11 Eastern, catch up on all the latest college hoops news and insights as our experts break down all the action from coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network.
We got a good game here.
Yeah, we do have a good game.
And, you know, both these teams were picked to win the league. You know, 1 and 2.
Yep.
Obviously, the injuries to Dayton, and they just had some tough. They had the right schedule to get an at-large bid. And they just, again, with the injuries, they just not enough firepower to overcome the Virginia Techs. You know, just tough games that they lost.
We asked Anthony Grant today, have you ever had a season like this? He said, I don't think so.
I mean, it was just really, really tough for them. You know, they played at UNLV. I mean, just a tough schedule. And UNLV was playing very well at that time. They were undefeated.
Shot clock at 7. Well, KG to the basket, off the glass, no good. Unsealed. Shot clock didn't reset. Brea is not going to get it off in time. That's got to be a violation. They're going to look at it.
And you see Ace Baldwin saying it was a shot clock violation.
I don't think there was any graze of the rim on the initial shot by KG.
KG drives it.
Nope.
Yeah, I can't tell from that angle if it grazed it or not. You're probably right. Sure, they're going to get a few angles there.
Take a look. You will see the backboard, whether it lights up or not. After this missed shot, see 4 on the clock. Didn't hit the rim, I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, it was right. See, it was kind of close.
They just ruled that it was not a shot. Yeah, see, he didn't release it in time.
That was an easy call there. Good defense by the Rams.
44-44. 12 and a half to play, second half.
I mentioned that both these teams were picked to win the league. Obviously, VCU's got a 2-game lead, but if they can get Malachi Smith back.
Dayton, you mean?
Yeah, Dayton.
Yeah.
They can get Malachi Smith back and get healthy. Blakeney's out, get healthy. If he's ready for the A-10 tournament, he better beware. That tournament's going to be really, really good. Say Bonovich is playing well. I'm at St. Joe's is playing well.
Yeah, they had a tough loss to LaSalle this past Sunday.
LaSalle's tough. Fran Dumpy, I'm just telling you.
Fran's done an amazing job.
Amazing job. Richmond had a great win against Fordham the other day, and Fordham's playing well. So that tournament's going to be wide open.
Shot clock under 10. Elvis lost control. I don't know what he was doing there. It's going to be Dayton ball.
Yeah.
Because of the kickball. 20 on the shot clock when we return. Don't go away, folks. We got a good one at the Atlantic 10 here at VCU. Hello, Chris Walker. I'm Tom McCarthy. We've had some fun tonight with quality of shots. And we just saw one with Ace Baldwin. 4 for 15 from the floor so far for Baldwin. And then on the flip side, you just saw Daron Holmes. He's had a higher percentage of shots around the basket.
But you know what, Tom? They haven't passed it to him enough. Now, it's two things. A, they're open. Some of the other guys are open. B, they're being pressured by VCU, and it's been really, really tough getting the ball, and they've been fighting him, or what I would call redding him, which was mean fronting him, and it's been really hard to get him the basketball. But if I'm Anthony Grant, I got to find a way to get him the ball every single time and then pass out of the doubles, or he can just dunk it or get fouled. Easier said than done.
Again, the kickball gave Dayton the basketball back. Elvis was listening to the crowd tell him the shot clock was winding down. Brea for 3.
Tough shot. Fading back. On your back here, on the heels.
Here's Watkins to Baldwin. Feeds DeLoach. Working against Holmes. And they're going to call Holmes for a foul on that one.
If DeLoach could make that going over his left shoulder. You talking about shot selection there. That is a shot that he can make. Bad decision to foul him. Just go straight up and make him make that. It's a tough shot. Going away from the basket.
So DeLoach to the free throw line. He'll have 2. First one is good. You know, we talk about quality of shots, and I mentioned some of the coaches that we talked to the last couple of days. Mitch Henderson being one from Princeton. And I thought he brought up something that's important, and Mike Rhodes talked about this too. He said, yes, we do a lot of advanced analytics in preparation, but in reality, we also try to take care of our house first and foremost, what we do. And for Princeton, it's that system, the way they run it, to make sure they tighten up everything, too.
Yeah, and every coach is different. You know, and again, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. Some people are afraid to hear the word analytics, and they clam up. And the bottom line is there's a stat sheet. Most kids have to learn how to read a stat sheet. And then I call analytics, I would say, advanced stats.
Correct.
All right? And we're talking about efficiencies, how efficient you are at something. And then that's what kids got to learn, because if you don't teach them that, Tom, they'll just come down and shoot it every time until they make it and say, hey, you shoot a terrible percentage. That's why we can't win. You got to teach them that.
Right. Mike Rhodes told us today, he said, listen, I see if a guy has a high-quality shot 12 feet away, I'm going to say this is where you need to be.
Correct.
You know?
Right. And even to the point where it depends on how intense some teams are at scouting, who's better at shooting on the left side of the floor or the right side of the floor. Is he better going off the dribble, off the ball screen right or left? Jump hook right or left. And Camara, again, going over his right shoulder because he's left-handed. That is a higher percentage shot for him.
With 2 on the shot clock, we've had 4 lead changes tonight. VCU led by 11 in the first half.
Good job by Daron Holmes showing on that screen. They're going right at him.
He's just fouled out.
Yeah, they're going right at him.
Jumps.
And Shamjon's going to be a really good player, but defensively, he's got a lot to learn as a young kid. You see Camara here on Johns, just sizing him up, backing him down, and getting to that sweet spot. On the other side, as soon as Watkins saw him, it's attack, attack, attack. Again, coaches are very smart. As soon as they know that he's a poor defender, he's a talented player. I want to make sure he's a very talented player, but defensively, which most freshmen, Tom, they struggle with. Defense, and he has to guard guards, which is even tougher. Going to be a really, really good player, though.
Very good.
His father was a good player, right?
The Shark.
The Shark.
Played for the Harlem Globetrotters. Watkins out of the Great Garden State makes both free throws. 47-46, 10.5 to play here in the second half.
Now let's see if this pressure starts to get to the Flyers. Koby, there it is.
John's extra pass. Well, Baldwin probably could have taken that right to the rack.
Good job by the Flyers getting back, locating the man, not allowing that to be an easy layup for the Rams.
Shot clock down to 4. To the corner. Johns, shot clock at 2. Johns doesn't get the roll. Ball is loose. DeLoach comes out of the pile with it.
Going over that left shoulder. Good job taking it away.
Baldwin for 3. Nope. Oh, Holmes just missed it. He just fumbled it.
Don't get frustrated. Settle down. Just play solid defense. It's only a 1-point game.
Nunn for 3. Nope, in and out. And that time Holmes corrals it and says nobody's going to get it. Again, Dayton is playing without Malachi Smith. Injured his left ankle in the game against St. Bonaventure. R.J. Blakeney, injured earlier tonight, is out. Sharp jumps, fouled out. Camara lays it in, continuation.
Pass by Koby, Elvis, making plays. Again, they're going downhill, not passing the ball laterally, which allows these wings. You see, where is the defense right there? You see Watkins with his feet in sand, not head on a swivel.
There's Malachi Smith. They were working on his left ankle today. Last year, injured his right. Summer, he injured his left. Then injured his right again. Then injured his left. And injured his left again.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, think about this, Tom. 51 assists, 17 turnovers. You don't think they could use him?
Oh.
They certainly could as a playmaker. It makes a world of difference for this team. And as I said before, when they get the full complement of their players, to me, this is the most dangerous team in the tournament.
Could be. Here's Johns in the paint. Offensive foul is called on Brandon Johns.
Good job by Camara, sliding his feet, creating an angle, not moving into his body. Watch his vert. See how he creates an angle. He slides and not into him, but slide. Yeah, look at you. What are you doing? What's that face for? What's that face for? Come on. That was great defense. You don't think so? You know how hard that is to stop a play?
I'll give it to you.
He did a good job of cutting off the angle instead of putting his body into him, and he showed his hands and then put his hands on him.
Here's DeLoach to Watkins. Oh, man, he just stumbled. It'll be a jump ball. Possession goes to Dayton.
Coming down, good job of passing. Just tripped. Just tripped there. But Kobe Elvis was there to play defense, but obviously Watkins has the size and probably could have finished, or maybe that would have been a charge, so could have been lucky.
Timeout called by Dayton. On top 49-47. Take a breath, everybody, as VCU went on to win that one. All right, so what do you think of both coaches? Well, first of all, Anthony Grant called that timeout. I mean, he's down to basically 5 or 6 players. So he's like, all right, let me give these guys a breather. We got a media timeout coming up also. So
yeah, it's an intense game, and you know most kids never want to come out of the game, right? But in a game like this, I'm telling you, it's hot. You know, it's intense, foul trouble, and you know maybe we just want to corral them and get them together and just have a little conversation while they're in the game.
All right, so last game, Camara had 27 points, career high, 11 rebounds versus VCU. Tonight, he has 18 points and 12 rebounds for Dayton.
I mean, he's been playing phenomenal. This kid here, you see right, his expected shot quality against VCU, man.
All right, so it's his shot quality points tonight. Is that because he's gotten some contested shots, or was that three-pointer he made earlier not an expected shot for him?
And that's what it is. And he's, again, you have to outperform your model, which is what, he was doing before. And now tonight it's an 11. It's just tough.
Yeah.
A tougher night for him.
But he's making it count.
He is definitely making it count. He's doing a great job of, again, it's the same thing Ace Baldwin did against St. Louis. The numbers say 20, but in reality 37 because you outperform the model. And then, you know what? That's what Dayton has done all night. The reason why they're in this game, they were down early, and the shot selection tracker basically said like they should be up because they're taking good shots.
Here's Brea trying to break the press against Nunn. He does, and it's stripped from behind. They're going to call a foul on Nunn. That'll be the 15th foul on VCU.
I mean, they're just telling, Mike Rhodes is telling Nunn to just get all over me, a ball hawk. And if you don't get the steal, even if you tap from behind, force Brea to make decisions. This position is foreign to him. He's a catch and shoot player, and now he's having to be the primary ball handler.
Holmes gets it to Elvis. It was deflected by Baldwin. He's got to hurry up. The shot clock's down to 10.
But they're trying to blow up every handoff. They're just putting intense pressure on him. They got to find a way to get the ball to the big fella.
Here's Camara, shot clock at 3, lays it in. Look how long he was going to the basket.
But the other reason why he can do that, and John is having a tough time with him, because he can make that 3. So you have to play up on him. He's also a big that's versatile to rip it and get to the rim. Look like they're playing a little zone action here.
Yeah, John's foul going up. He'll go to the free throw line. Well, it's a 4-point game. Well, each team has scored 15 points in the second half so far, so that's why it's still a 4-point game, 51-47. All right, let's take a look at our AT&T fast analysis. Give us a little points off turnover look here, Chris.
Right now, you're talking about 15-7 in favor of the Rams. Get a turnover there by Brandon Johns, getting a steal. Ace Baldwin get into the lane, a drive and kick situation. Now they're in a tough spot because Camara cannot guard Jayden Nunn, and then they get the offensive rebound there. Really good job of, when you get them in back on their heels, it's really tough because you have a ball handler like Ace Baldwin.
All right, so the Rams are 16-0 when scoring 16 or more points off turnovers. Tonight they have 15.
Yeah, 15.
We talked about in the open.
Yeah, it bodes well for them. And, again, I was shocked when St. Bonaventure came in and beat them here. That was a game they had to have.
Yeah.
You talk about net, you talk about the NCAA tournament. All the respect to St. Bonaventure for winning that game, but this is another game.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to be tough for them to move up, but they need to get this game too. And man, 16 points off turnovers. That's a lot of points off turnovers. Well, he had 18 when they played him in Dayton.
This is where they had issues against St. Bonaventure from the free throw line. Johns is first of 2. See, they're 7 of 13 now from the free throw line.
They're great at getting there. They're just not great at making them. You know, and that's plagued them, as you say. Like, that's the one thing. You know what? I liken the free throw. People say, oh, that's a gimme. Like, that's another miss. Like putting out a 4-foot putt. You make them putt it. 2 foot, make them putt it. It's not as easy as it seems, though.
I am not playing golf with you, though.
You got to make them putt it. Free throws are not free. They're not easy shots.
I need that
People
putt.
don't shoot 90%. People shoot 70s and 60s because it's a tough shot.
Holmes hands it to Umsil. Umsil to the corner. Brea for 3, short. And Holmes with the rebound as the foul on the floor. It's going to go against Watkins. That'll be the 6th for VCU.
Well, Watkins was holding Holmes, and what can you do? He's got a size advantage. Great offensive rebounder. But you know what, Tom, you're better off doing that than letting him catch it and dunk it and let him get a tip in.
Get it into Camara. Back it in against Johns. Little hook shot. Got the pinball bounce.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do there. I mean, he's just too good. And you're letting him get to that other shoulder. That's what's tough. You know, always talk about Holmes inside. How do you got to guard him? Like you see Dayton go into a little 1-3-1 zone here. Yeah, they did Camara up top.
They did this against Rhode Island.
Yep.
It worked in the first half, not so much in the second half. Watkins, high off the glass, no good. Rebound by Holmes.
But that's what they want, though, out of that. You take a quick 3 or you take a circus shot like that. You got to, again, you start putting a vice grip. They start to put a stranglehold in the situation, shortening the game by playing zone on defense and making passes and shrinking that clock on offense.
Yeah, and by the way, VCU has now got over 4 minutes since its last point. Here's Holmes. Look out. That was a pretty finish.
Yeah, Mike Rose definitely got to get a timeout here. They're in a rhythm right now. Great job by Anthony Grant.
9-0 run. Holmes and Camara are putting on a show. On the boards, our Jeep AP Top 10 shot quality ranking. So to the left is what these teams are ranked currently. To the right is what shot quality has them ranked. I mean, what stands out, obviously, Houston, number 2 in the AP poll, 13th in shot quality. Arizona, number 4 and 22nd. Why the differentiation in the numbers?
Well, I would just say the only thing, and then again, those are all great numbers.
Yeah.
Right? Those are great numbers. In Arizona with Tabellas, who has a chance to be a first-team All-American, and Tommy Lloyd, a great coach. It could be degree of difficulty. They could play a fast pace, and he could give them a little bit more freedom, so they take tougher shots. But they're still number 22.
Yeah.
There's 360-plus teams in the NCAA. So, again, you don't have anyone that's in the top 10 that's like 100.
All right,
you
so
know what I mean?
That is an excellent glasses half full view on your part.
Bottom line is good coaches, and there are a lot of great coaches in the country. If you can control shot selection, right, you're going to have a very good team, and you're going to have great culture because everyone's touching the ball, and it's not one person taking a shot contributing to you having great shot quality.
By the way, VCU is zeroing in on 5 minutes since its last point, and that's why Dayton has its largest lead of the night, 55-47. Umsil. Elvis. He lost it on the baseline. That's going to be VCU basketball.
But you know what? I don't mind that turnover. I know you're like, whoa, what do you mean? It's not a touchdown turnover. It doesn't get the crowd into the game. It's out of bounds. They got to take it out, and now they got to play against this big zone again.
Yeah, the big zone with Camara at top. That's hard.
Good. It's just if you're going side to side and not going vertical, it's really tough. There's almost another turnover. They're having a hard time with it.
Baldwin alley-oop, cut off by Umsil and Holmes, but DeLoach is there to finish it off, and Holmes is called for the foul. DeLoach 11 points now, 6 rebounds.
What it takes a little luck. Holmes probably should just let him have that layup. Again, on that backside, Umsil is late rotating down. So even though they didn't get the lob, the deflection lands in DeLoach's hands. And he gets the layup plus tax, but he can't convert.
Yeah, they're being taxed all right. 7 for 15 now from the free throw line.
Yes, they are. I mean, it's one of those things. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you watch this game. Now, again, there's a lot of ball game left. I'm telling you, no Malachi Smith. No Blakely. Sham John's out. They're doing a very good job, right? By committee. They have talent.
Shot clock is at 5. Holmes. Shot clock at 3. Holmes from the free throw line. No good. Oh, how about that? Camara with the rebound.
Yeah, he's just so active inside. Just taking it upon himself. So much is made about Holmes and what he's done, but they're a 1-2 punch. And sometimes he's Batman and the other guy's Robin. You see right there, just Johns is no match for him inside, and he's a pretty dependable player, Johns is. But again, Camara just a physically gifted athlete, shall I say, and a terrific rebounder. By the way, he leads the Atlantic 10 in rebounding.
Shriver in, DeLoach out.
Much has been made about Shriver, Tom, but he has not made a shot.
No, he's been quiet tonight.
When you move up the scouting report, particularly on a team like Dayton, who's the best defensive team in the conference as far as giving up points, they give up the fewest. They lock in on you. It's tough when you move up that scouting report.
Yeah, they're top 20 of the country in that category, too. 4:40 to play and counting. 56-49.
And you see Daron Holmes staying with Ace Baldwin, keeping him out of the paint. They're not going to allow him to get in the paint.
Camara, and the bounce pass goes out of bounds.
See, I said that earlier in the game. I said when he gets bottled up in traffic like that, you try to make that tough pass, he's better off really trying to shoot his jump shot. See, right here in that traffic, they got size. That's just a tough play to make. Tough play to make. He's a smart point guard. Doesn't make it that often, but that step back, it may be Ace Baldwin time right now. They're down 7. They score here. Somebody's going to have to take this game over for VCU.
They got it across. 1 second to spare. Alley-oop, and Camara got the bounce.
I mean, give all the credit to Koby Brea. Koby Brea, they're going after him. They're throwing everything up. It's like the blitz in football. They're just throwing the kitchen sink at him, and he's finding a way to hit, quick. Getting rid of the ball, not over-dribbling.
25 points, 13 rebounds for Camara. Baldwin jumper is good.
See, that's the shot he's got to make, Tom.
Yes.
Instead of trying to make that pass like he did to Watkins and turn it over, he's just going to have to take this game over.
Here's Camara. On seal. Heads toward the basket, just throws it up and in.
Yeah, they're just so big. Once they get in the paint, they got bigger guards. Play like an old veteran team, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
3.5 to play. Baldwin got it to go. And he wanted the foul.
He's got to be careful. Earl Walton, the veteran there. You got to be careful. Plenty of game. This crowd is waiting to erupt.
Yeah.
Get that ball of 15.
Yeah, he wants it. He's got DeLoach pretty deep, too. Seal, step back 3. It's an air ball.
A terrible shot. It's a terrible shot.
2:56 to play here in the second half. He's overachieving according to shot quality.
Yeah.
All right, so still plenty of time left. VCU's down by 7. Don't forget they trailed the last time these two teams faced each other. The last 30 seconds and pulled it out.
And look at Dayton going after him. And how do you beat the bully? You got to punch him in the mouth. Don't stand back on your heels. Don't run and hide. Get after them the way they get after you. The question is, how are they going to guard Ace Baldwin off these ball screens?
Oh, this is a beautiful shot for Baldwin. Just missed it. Rebound tipped out. Good hustle by DeLoach.
Somebody else may have to make a shot.
Baldwin, wrap around.
See again. Yeah, see how he gets in trouble right there? Gets bottled up.
Such a good player.
Yeah, you got to get off. You got to jump off 2 feet or keep your dribble alive. Don't over penetrate. Second in the league in assists behind Yuri Collins. Not a good time to turn it over.
Here's Camara. Johns over his back.
I'd work that all game long. All game long. Just throw it inside to come out. It's his night. You know, it's his night. Johns is just having a tough time guarding him. But that's what happens time to get ball moving. You move the ball around, and then you find the mismatch that you want.
All right, so Camara to the free throw line. In and out on the 1-and-1.
2 and some change. We'll see what the Rams come up with. And Ace Baldwin trying to get in the lane, see if they can get someone else open to make something happen and not be so dependent upon him.
Nunn in traffic, pulls it out. Smart decision. Shot clock at 10.
Icing that ball screen, keep him on that side of the floor, not letting him get to the middle of the floor to change sides.
Shot clock at 2. Nunn, great body control. Ball tipped around, and Camara with the rebound.
That's where the anchor of that defense. You got number 2 in red and number 15. It is hard to score in there with those trees.
You going to run some clock here, or are you going to go? I think that's going to be an offensive foul. Yep, that's what it is. Little chicken wing.
Yeah, definitely a chicken wing, but the point you made before that, again, was to slow down, run some clock. The clock is your friend right now. It's your friend. Yeah, you see right there, just pushed him off. And you don't, scoring is not a premium right now. The clock is on your side.
Right.
It's their enemy.
Baldwin, alley-oop, cut off by Holmes. He dropped to the floor hard.
And Baldwin's made like 3 or 4 turnovers down the stretch here.
Yeah.
They got to move that basketball. As I said before, he could be getting a little tired. Somebody else is going to have to make a shot or make a play.
Dayton calls a timeout, up by 7. 1:09 to play. Can they hang on? We'll find out when we return. 60-53, 7-point lead for Anthony Grant's Dayton Flyers with 1:09 to play in the second half.
Tom, this will be a monumental win for his program.
It would be.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it would be.
Huge win. And here's my thing, and I know there's people have animus towards what I'm about to say. And I've been a coach, and I've been there. Complaining about injuries. It doesn't matter.
Right.
The game is going to be played. Complain about Christmas. Kids are still going to want their gifts no matter what. He came out today playing against a tough opponent on the road, and look what's happening. Coach your team. That's what I tell coaches. Coach your team.
Well, he certainly has done that. There's the trap and the turnover. Kern going right to the rim. Off the glass. That's a big basket. Timeout called by VCU. 5-point game. 59 seconds left to play. Come on back.
That's what you see. And again, Kobe Elvis, don't jump in the air. You saw Anthony Grant go after Daron Holmes. You got to sprint to the middle. But Tom, more importantly, when you are placing the pressure, you got to want the basketball. You cannot run away. You got to help your buddy.
Here's Camara, gets it to Holmes. They got to hurry.
Got to get it up the floor.
And a timeout called by Dayton. That's it. Flyers are out of.
He's not happy.
Well, we got a good finish going on right now. 52.9 to play. Dayton's on top by 5. No timeouts left. Coming up next, it's another A-10 Rams clash as Rhode Island visits the Billikens of St. Louis. Keep it right here on CBS Sports Network.
They got a new 10, right, Tom?
It's a new 10. It's 24 is on the shot clock, but they have 10 seconds to get it across the timeline. Here's that last play. Mike Rhodes wanted a foul on Camara. What do you think, Chris Walker?
Again, that could have been a little bit of a flop.
Think so?
I'm sorry. Mike, again, that's what you do when you're pressing.
I love Mike Rhodes.
No, but I thought it was a little bit of a flop.
Yeah.
He traveled.
There's that turnover. Unsealed, moved his feet. Well, we are having flashbacks to the last game between these two teams.
I think you got to sprint people away, sprint other guys to the basketball. But more importantly, somebody's got to want the ball. Somebody's got to want the basketball.
All right, so Watkins will inbound to Baldwin. 50 seconds left. Baldwin for Watkins. Back to Baldwin for 3. No good. And Holmes. What a box out that was. I think they're going to call a foul on Holmes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul on Holmes.
Official Pat Driscoll say trying to box him out, that he was holding him. That's the definition of boxing out.
I'm with you on that one.
That is the definition of boxing out.
Malachi Smith injured with a bum ankle. He would help in this situation. R.J. Blakeney also injured earlier tonight. He would help. And DeLoach will go to the free throw line. 3 of 6. Rams 7 of 15 for the night from the line. And the front end, no good. Unseal with the rebound and the foul by Kern. I think he had a foul there. Well, maybe not.
The bottom line, you got to make the free throws.
You got to make the free throws.
You got to at least get one out of that. And you talked about that that has plagued them.
Yeah, the St. Bonaventure game in particular. 19 fouls. Kern has 3 fouls. All right, so Unseal will go to the free throw line. Mustafa. And here are the go-to guys. The last 5 minutes, single-digit margin, which is
right
what
there.
we have.
You got to either get him out of the offense, defense. It's going to be tough. But when you go on offense, if you can get Daron Holmes out of the game, you want to get him out.
I don't think they. Well, yeah, I don't know if they can. Unseal missed. Shriver, excuse me, Johns with the rebound. The door is open. Nunn, and he's fouled by Holmes on the floor. Daron Holmes, that's his 5th foul. And he is out. So that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, think about this game goes to overtime. Dayton would be in trouble.
Yes. Well, they're in trouble now, I think, 34.9.
Still got the lead.
Right, you're right.
Still
It's
up
5 points.
with a team that doesn't make their foul shots. So, you know, I always tell coaches when they get irate in timeouts, so I say, hey, it's 34.9 seconds on the clock. Would you rather be up 5 or down 5?
Well,
So let's get ourselves together. Yeah, so let's get ourselves and collect ourselves here. And let's, you know, cooler heads prevail.
All right, so Holmes has fouled out. Sharv Jones fouled out a long time ago. So those two are on the bench. 34.9 to play. Holmes fouls out, 11 points, 13 rebounds. And this will be 2 free throws for Nunn.
Yeah, Wokichi comes in the game. It'll be interesting if they go after him. He's been sitting for a while.
There's the first. Nunn is a good guy to have on the free throw line, 73%.
Somebody's got to want that basketball. Koby Brea, Kobe Elvis, they got to get that ball. They're going to get trapped. They're going to get trapped. You got to be tough. If you're VCU, don't foul. The trappers don't foul. Let the interceptors intercept and see if you can get a trap turnover.
Money shots by Nunn to make it a 60-57 game. 34.9 to play. Elvis has it stripped away. And a foul on Kobe Elvis. This is definitely reminiscent of the game at Dayton.
I mean, that's just lack of attention to detail. I mean, Elvis, they're coming after you. They slap the ball, catch it, and be strong with the basketball. I mean, that's just, it's like he doesn't even want it. You know what I mean? Catch it, get in triple threat, get tough, square up. He's catching it, looking to throw it back.
Yeah, now Nunn. Oh, he missed that one after making 2 in a row. But again, if he makes this one, it's a 2-point game, and you can still trap if you're VCU.
Yes. But, you know, the other thing is they need to box out and make sure they don't give him an extra shot here in case he misses. Got to get their heads up. They're still winning the game.
Second shot is good. No timeouts for Dayton.
Get the ball in quick. They're allowing them to set the press up.
Yeah. Unseal to Camara. He can bring it up if he has to.
Get away from him.
Wokeji, Camara.
Yeah, use your size and your body. Second cut.
Shot clock is at 18.
Had to.
Think so?
Yes, definitely had to foul him. I mean, they could have trapped again, but time is.
Yeah, I thought maybe one more trap, but I think you're right. I think you're right.
Could have, but Kobe Elvis is just shaky right now.
So Kobe Elvis to the line. First free throws of the night, just 2 points. First of 2. No good.
I'm telling you, it's shaky. You can see it in his eyes.
9 of 15 for the free throw line. Even if he makes this, it's a 3-point game.
You see they sub Shriver in just in case they need 3.
That's a good point. So DeLoach out, Kern out.
Question is, if you're up 3, do you foul and put him on the foul line?
What do you do?
I would foul, absolutely.
But do you give more time off the clock before you foul?
Yeah, I would let them get across half court, and the minute they get into it, foul them. Let a little time go off the clock first.
Got to make it, though, and he does. So here we go. 61-58.
Dayton has no timeouts, can't stop the clock. VCU does have one. Wouldn't foul right away, let some time go off, but as soon as they go across half court, I'm fouling, like right now.
Here's Baldwin. They're going to let him go. 14 seconds left. Three-point game. Baldwin to the basket. Doesn't get it to go. Camara with the rebound. And he's fouled. That's 15 rebounds for Camara. 25 points, 15 rebounds.
You see Anthony Grant telling his staff to calm down. The game is not over yet, and it certainly isn't. See here, he's bobbing and weaving. I thought they should have fouled. Good job by Camara getting his hands up. And Brea, again, these guards have size. Brea is much bigger, and good job getting a rebound there by Camara. Particularly that Holmes, since Holmes is out of the game, he has had the game of his life in a very, very hostile environment.
Missed that one.
That's what I'm saying. The game is not over. He has to make this one in. Again, VCU has a timeout. And I've been in situations where someone's fouled. We're saying don't foul. A player, again, forgets. And it was a 4-point shot. It has happened in a game that I've coached in.
Second shot. It's good. That's a big one.
Yeah, just
now you just let him go.
Shoot it. Just let him shoot it.
7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
Don't even
Nunn
contest.
For three. No good. Rebound on seal. And how about this victory by the Dayton Flyers? Banged up all season long, left with only a couple of bench players. They pull off the victory on the road, 62-58 over VCU.